Hi. All right. So this video we are discussing about the selection. So in the Java program, we have two types of selection. One we call as a if-else statement. Another one is a switch. So I will show you both of the example, but we go with the switch. Not switch. If-else statement first. So I will create the new Java file. So right click over here, new and Java class. So for the class name, I will rename as a BMI calculator. Okay, so today our case study, we want to create a simple Java program for calculating the BMI and display the status. Is let's say more than 25, we consider as a overweight. Is a below or in average, then we consider as a normal. Then we have a underweight, right? So for the line number 1 until line number 5, this is the same thing. It's the same to the previous coding that I'm showing to all of you, which is Marvin packages. So you just leave it. All the things is related with the Marvin package. So our case study today is actually to calculate BMI. So before we go, we write the name of the class, the main method, and all the process for calculating BMI. So first of all, you need to import the util scanner. Why we are using the scanner in order to getting input, which is we have a two input, weight and height, to calculate the BMI. So import java.util.scanner. So once done this, okay, .java.util.scanner, import java.util.scanner. Okay, so done. Then next one, what you need to do, you need to have a main method, public static void main, string argument. Okay, so we open the curly braces over here. Okay, so that's what we need to do, which is call the scanner or create scanner method. Okay, so how to create is a scanner. Okay, and what is the name of the scanner? So I've just given here is a input equals to new scanner. And inside the bracket, we have a system in. Okay, so done. Next one, get user input. Okay, for the first input is a weight and second input is a height. So we start with the first input, which is a weight. So system dot out dot print, enter your weight in kg. Okay. Then we need to have a double as the data types represent for the first input. Okay. So our first input is a numerical value. Then we are stored in the double data type equals to input dot next double. Okay, you need to repeat the same statement for second input. Okay, for the second input. So I just copy and then I paste over here. Okay, so that one is for the second input. Get user input for height. Okay, so I change weight to height. And over here is same. I remain as a data type double. Okay, so next to calculate. So calculate, you need to have a formula to calculate the BMI. So what is the formula? So double BMI equals to weight divided by height times height. So then next one, we display result. Okay, so to determine, before we display the result, we need to check in the condition. So to determine the condition, we are using system.out.print. Okay, I'm using printf to keep it 2 decimal places of our decimal place. So your BMI is modulus dot 2f. Okay, and slash n. Then you will have this, and argument here I change to the BMI. So this is the wrong spelling. So I make it the correct one, BMI. So that, okay. So check the mean BMI category. So how we are using if as statement. If BMI is less than 80.5, then what is the status are given to you, which is a system dot out dot print line. Okay, so you are underweight. You are underweight. Okay, so I will repeat the same thing. Next one will be open as if. Okay, as if what? The condition is over here, BMI less than or equal 85, and okay, we need to combine conditions, 2 conditions over here, BMI less than 25, and open the curly braces. Okay, so I'm just copy the previous statement, then later I will alter because it's quite similar. We just need to remove underweight and replace with the normal weight. Okay, so I will repeat the same statement, okay, for the next condition. So what is the next condition? The next condition is BMI more than 25 and BMI is less than 32. Okay, so is overweight. Okay, so I will repeat the same next one. Is as the last statement that we have, which is obesity. So you are obese. Okay, so done. You open and close over here. Then we are closing the main method. After you close or terminate the main method, then we need to close or terminate our scanner. So my scanner name as an input. So I will close input dot close. Okay, then after that, the last one is the end of main class. Okay, so what the next one? Next. Okay, after done, you write the code, the structure is correct, and then try save and compile, and then you run to see the output. Okay, I try to save first, and then I go to the project directory. I right click the BMI calculator, and I choose is a run file. So you need to wait for a while. Your compiler will check in all the codes line by line. And then we check over here. If there is no issue with the codes, they will appear down there. You can see is enter your weight in kg. So for example, I just put any value over here is 45.6. And then next one, when I press enter, you need to repeat again. It's actually not the weight, it should be high. So I need to change the condition. Here is height, and then I repeat again to run, because to run the corrected coding. Okay, so over here is a repeat again, the value is a 45.6, for example, and then is a height I put here in meter, in meter. So you need to convert your cm to the meter. So kg here is actually not the kg, it should be per meter. So I save again and then I run again in order to get the correct statement. Okay, so what supposedly we need to write is a 45.6, and then is your height in meter, for example, 1.52. Okay, so then we calculate your BMI is a 19.74, because we set as a 2 decimal places. That's just now I showed to you how to set 2 decimal places. And then after that, they will given you the status based on the condition. Okay, so they will checking the condition line by line. If not matched, then they proceed for the next one. If matched, then they will keep it and then display their output. So according to the result are given, the BMI calculated here is a 19.74. So they will check either is a less than 80. No, it's not matched. Then they will go down to checking this. So now they will display normal weight. Why? Because the result is touched to the second condition, which is BMI is more than or equal 80.5, and BMI is less than 25. Okay, so this is the way how we are using if as statement. Okay, I just conclude to all of you. Okay, if as statement is actually the concept that you have a multiple conditions, but you want to display only one output. Okay, so you can use a switch or you can use a if as statement. All right. So in the next video, I will show you how to use a case or switch is another alternative for the selection topic. Okay. So perhaps you got the idea for how to calculate the BMI using the selections method. Okay. See you in the next video.